This January, world leaders meet in these mountains, seeking answers to the environmental, economic, and political challenges that impact us all. Redefining the business landscape, the World Economic Forum in Davos, on BBC World News.
Hello there. If you're travelling this Friday across the USA and eastern Canada, we've got some more wintry weather around this area of low pressure with heavy rains as well across the southern Appalachians and some soaking rains further south. But you can see the upper Midwest up towards the Great Lakes and more snowfall in the day ahead, more snowfall coming in from the Cascades and the Rockies. No shortage of that rather stormy weather to come in off the Pacific as we head through today and the weekend. Unfortunately, no shortage of rain again across the eastern parts of Brazil, stretching down towards Rio. It's been really very wet here, and there are warnings, orange warnings out actually from the Brazilian Met Service here. Slightly drier conditions at long last for the northeast of Spain, but still a little bit of rain around across southern France. Still the rivers swollen here. We've had some atrocious weather this week. We've had some really significant thunderstorms further south across southern Spain, and it remains unsettled here into the north of Africa. Main talking point again, the rains through parts of Mozambique, through Madagascar, Malawi, and for Mauritius, a potential storm coming in later Friday and into Saturday. Some showery wet weather across northern parts of the Middle East coming into Iraq and Iran. One or two of those showers stretching further southwards into Kuwait and Saudi Arabia. Fog warnings out for Orissa and more extensively in the coming few mornings across New Delhi and Punjab, and then also other northern states as well. Air and really rather chilly weather by day and by night. But for the Western Ghats, sunshine continues. Wet weather, certainly across parts of central and eastern China, will extend into the southern Korean peninsula and into parts of Shikoku and southern Honshu during the course of the weekend, and then become more extensive across Japan next week. Really extensive rains across parts of the North Territories of Australia into Queensland. The heat and dry weather starting to build across southern and eastern areas again, and an extreme fire warning as well for parts of New Zealand.
Hello, this is BBC World News. I'm Karen Giannoni. Our top stories. As China celebrates the Lunar New Year, a massive campaign is underway to try to stop the spread of the new virus that's killed 26. Huge anti-American demonstrations take place on the streets of Baghdad, calling for the expulsion of US forces from Iraq. The Democrats are getting ready to wrap up the case for the prosecution. Donald Trump's impeachment trial resumes in the next couple of hours. And the UN calls for international help for East African countries facing the biggest locust invasion for decades.
Those were the latest news by the BBC, and my name is Vladimir, and I'm very happy to have you here today. So just turn the microphone. Oh, so you're coughing, Dasha. How are you doing?
Hi, I am fine.
I don't hear that you are fine. You are coughing. What's wrong with you? Okay. Anybody else? Alexei, do you want to say hello?
I want to say.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Oh,
Where are you from?
okay. I'm from Russia, Sochi.
Okay, very good. Do you go to school?
Yes, I'm 15 years old.
What's that?
15 years old.
Okay, so you go to 9th grade?
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Which book do you study at school?
Spotlight.
Spotlight 9?
Yes.
Okay, good. And your English is pretty good. So where did you learn? Where did you learn your English?
Excuse me, what?
Where did you learn your English?
I learned with my mom because she is an English teacher, personal English teacher, and it's cool, of course.
I understand. So share a little bit how your mom taught you. What were the
Uh,
techniques, the methods?
we use some special um, materials, some books and tests to use. She creates some special tests, uh, and we uh, how to say that we study in special group with my friend,
Mhm,
only two people,
mhm.
and it's pretty cool because she's very creative and she do a lot of very uh, variative things.
All right, interesting. So, and just praise your mom. Uh, she did a very good job. But anyway, so we usually discuss the issues concerning the Russian national exam. So maybe you're planning to take this exam.
Yes, I'm planning to pass it.
To pass it successfully.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. All right, Dasha, can you hear me? Hello, Dasha, can you hear me? All right, yeah, that doesn't matter. So, what is new?
What?
What is new?
Ah, I think that's I a little bit upset about the situation with coronavirus and with some political news in the Iraq and between Iraq and USA. But I don't really mind about that because uh, I don't think that it's very important for me now.
Yeah, but I'm very happy that you listened to the latest news from the BBC World Service. I wouldn't say that lots of people will just join me listening to it. So you mentioned a couple of news, but first of all, yeah, that's the coronavirus. And let me just check how you listened. So how many people died already in China?
I don't know already, but I think that in the like I don't really know. I know that I listened to news recently, and I uh, listened that there are 100 sorry 1,000 of people are uh, заражены. Uh, sorry, let me just use the translator.
Please, next time when you speak English, never say the Russian word because when you speak during the exam, they will record you.
I
Yeah,
know that it won't be checked.
yeah, and it will be a lot of mess because it will be the digital automatic recognition and the robots which recognize your voice. They uh, they will just confuse your Russian sounds with the English word. They will just think that probably you pronounce something very unusual in the English language. So never switch from Russian into English.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, so if you think about the word which you were looking for, you have so many words. It's contaminated, it's contracted, it's we're influenced by. So whatever word is necessary. We usually say contracted. Um,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. So and we have well,
Don't
well,
speak English. Oh, I don't speak Russian.
yeah, I understand. No, just hold on. Mark, what is going on? Can you hear me, Mark? Are you with us? Mark, he's been with this class for maybe half a year. Not every class, but at the very least, every other. Oh, Mark, it's so much noise from you. Will you? Okay, Mark, when you're ready to talk, please start talking and not producing any annoying sounds. Okay, so any other top stories from the latest news from the BBC which you heard?
I don't really mind about some news because I don't often watch the TV just to watch for some some movies only like that. I don't use this uh, box.
Yeah, but see, the lady, the hostess, the TV announcer, the news presenter, she also said that they observed the largest locust invasion. Locusts, they are small
Invasion of
insects. They are insects.
spiders, yeah.
Huh?
You're
No, that's
talking about
not spiders. No. What other insects can you think of?
Hello, I'm here now.
Yes, I can hear you fine. The only problem is that you talk too loud.
Sorry.
That's okay. If you move a little bit away
Yes.
from the microphone, it will be good. So, Mark and Alexei just get to know each other. Just talk a little bit.
Hello. Yes, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you too.
I see you here the first time. Okay, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah,
Okay, me too, thanks.
cool.
Okay, let's continue.
Let's
But probably you want to know where Alexei is from, and Alexei wants to know where you're from. Just get to know.
I'm from Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the question. I'm from Perm, and you?
I'm from Russia, Sochi.
Okay.
Good. Good. Any other questions to each other?
What firm are you going to?
Excuse me, what? Can you repeat?
What form are you going to?
Form?
Yeah, it's
No,
you know,
class.
yeah.
Ah,
The
class. I'm
British
in
word is,
ninth class.
yeah, the British word is form and the American word is grade. So that is why, you know, in your, I think in your text, in your book, it says form.
Yes, we use grade.
But I understand. Okay, yeah, Mark, you want?
And I'm in the 6th form. Okay, I started watching BBC News, and the last video I watched, it was about viruses and virus from the China.
Okay.
Yes.
Coronavirus, yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about the insects, and
Yes. Sorry.
this insect is locust. So what kind of insect is that? Who knows? Locust. It's Alexei said that probably it's a spider. No, it's not a spider. But what other insects can you think of which are very dangerous for people, which can destroy the crops? They're called locusts, but locusts are pretty big insects of another type. Which type?
I don't really know. Maybe.
I have no idea.
All right, so I will help you. That's we are talking about grasshoppers. Do you understand the word grasshopper?
Yes.
Кузнечик?
Yeah. Locust is a big, how do we call the big grasshopper which destroys your crops? How do we call it in Russian?
Sarancha.
Yeah,
Sorry.
right. Yeah, Alexei, say it again, please.
Sarancha, locust.
Yeah, yes, locusts. Yeah. All right. That was pretty interesting to hear from you. And now let's go back to the book. So let me see, where is the book? I'm trying to find my book. Oh, yeah, it's here. All right, so we stopped somewhere here, words with several meanings. Look in the words in italics in A to E. This is A, B, C, D, E. What are the different meanings in each of the sentences? 1, 2, 3. I think that we started doing that the previous class.
Yes, we started doing that. I remember.
Yeah, but it will be a good idea just to review, to go back and to review a little bit. So, Alexei, if you please read A and think a little bit about that, and maybe you will tell us what kind of meaning is that.
Okay, work. 1. I know families where the father looks after the kids and works perfectly well. 2. This phone doesn't work.
Mhm.
She spends much of her time working for the poor.
Mhm.
So, what are their different meanings in each of the sentences?
Yeah.
I know families where the father looks after the kids and works perfectly well. I think that works here means that that he uh, um, going on well with kids and uh, can uh, can help them with their homeworks or cook something or just look for them.
Okay. So all in all, the meaning of the word work here is that um, the communication between the father and the kids has a positive effect. Okay. All right. Second sentence.
This phone doesn't work.
Mhm.
So I think that it means that it is switched off or the provider doesn't work. The network uh, is is not available now.
Okay. Very good. So I think the good meaning here will be this phone doesn't function. I think that will be a good word. Okay, and the last one.
She spends much of her time working for the poor.
Mhm.
I don't really understand what means poor.
Poor is not rich. It's the
Uh,
opposite.
yeah, I just thought about the monies.
Mhm.
So she spends much of her time working for the poor. Oh, I can't understand.
So she spends much of her time working for the poor. The poor means for the poor people.
I know that it's very not very rich people.
Yeah. So the meaning is that she's doing lots of jobs for the poor people.
She's like uh sorry, wait, no, okay, a
That's okay.
volunteer, like a
What is that?
volunteer. She's like a volunteer. It's
Yeah,
just
probably might be. Absolutely. That's a very good guess. All right. Mark, will you please take B?
B.
Yeah.
Okay. The key thing is to always put the interest of the children first. the key thing. It's the main thing you must do at first. I understand like this.
The most important thing, yeah?
Yes, the most important. Press the return key to enter the information.
So here, key, the meaning is what?
I think that press the return key to enter the information. No, it's it's hard to explain the meaning.
All right, Alexei, what do you think?
Key, yes?
Yeah.
Press the return key to enter the information.
Yeah.
I think that it's just a special button on your keyboard.
Yeah. So that's a key on your keyboard, and if you have a look, if you right now, if you are on a computer, I mean on a laptop, then you will see that enter is one of the keys, or another word for the key is button. Okay, Mark, take the last one.
There is a full key at the back of the book. Description or answers.
Yeah, that's the full key at the back of the book. The meaning is that you have the set of the keys at the end of the book, at the back.
Answers, yeah?
Yes, absolutely. Keys or answers to the tests, you know, to the exercises. Very good. And Alexei, will you please?
Interest, yeah. One, there are many places of interest in the city. I think that it's some special interesting places like sorry. Like sightseeing, landmark, maybe.
Yes, absolutely. Right.
Next, the interest rates for borrowers have gone up by 2% since last year. Interest rates. I can't say what does it mean.
What it means. Okay, Mark, any ideas?
There are many places of interest.
No, the interest rates.
The interest rates for borrowers have gone up by 2% since last year. Interesting combination, the interest rates. Maybe fans of this? No.
Well, see, it's very important for you to get the idea. You know, many times students just tend to say, "Oh, it's very interesting," and usually a good teacher will usually ask, "What do you mean? What is that interesting?" So, interest has two meanings. When you say that the book is interesting, the one meaning is that you read something new, you learned something new from the book. That's one meaning. And that is why we say that the book is interesting. Always when you learn something new. And another meaning is that when you put your money into the bank, you usually put the money for interest. Or, you know, you can play cards for interest. And when you play cards for interest,
Ставки?
Kind of. Yeah, when you play cards for interest, that means, and in Russian you have the same saying, to play cards for interest. The meaning is that you pay for money. Okay, and when you put money into the bank, the bank will announce you the interest which they, if you borrow money, then you will have to give it back. And the interest will be, let's say, I think in Russia right now it's around 10 to 12%. If you borrow, if you loan the money from the bank and you want to return it, then it will be around 10 to 12%, or the interest rate is 10 to 12%. Do you understand that? No? Yeah, everybody is just silent. Alexei, do you understand what I'm saying?
Not pretty good, but I catch the theme.
All right. Yeah, Mark, how about you? Do you see the point? Okay, Mark is not there.
Sorry, I forgot that my microphone was switched off. Okay, how I understand, it's a kind of stavki, and for borrowers they grew up for 2%.
Yeah, you can say so. You can say so, but at the same time, yeah, probably you can even use the word percent instead of a rate, instead of interest. You can say the percent of loan which you have, the money which you will have to return to the bank. This interest is 10 to 12%. Okay, I think that you got the idea. And the last one, whose turn is it now?
Okay,
Yeah.
I can make it.
Yeah, please do.
As parents, we always put the interest of the children first, and I think here the word interest has its the main meaning. No, interest is things that we love to, for example. Main idea or main meaning.
Okay, any other ideas? Any other comments? Alexei, Dasha?
As
yeah?
parents, we always put the interest of the child first. I think that it means as priorities.
Yeah, priority, very good. Yeah. Dasha, can you add something?
What?
Can you add something?
Oh, okay. I agree with Alexi.
What is
Do you
that?
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine. So if
I agree with Alexi.
okay, please do. Get to know him.
Hi, Alexi.
Hi, how are you?
Where are you from?
I'm from Russia, Sochi.
Ooh. That's
That's all
I
right.
don't know what to say.
So Dasha, take experience.
Okay. Going on the London night was an unforgettable experience. Maybe some skill that you got from going on the London Eye.
So everybody knows what the London Eye is.
Sightseeing.
No, you can say that this is a sightseeing, yeah. But what kind of a sightseeing is that? London Eye. Any ideas? Okay, let me.
London Eye, it's the special. I.
Yeah, I will help you, Alexei. The sound of your voice is very quiet. If you please move closer to the mic.
Yes.
We can.
Alexei, I can't even hear you sometimes.
Now?
Yeah, we can hardly hear you. So, are you using your computer now or a cell phone?
I use special microphone. It's strange.
Okay, I can.
Let me just Let me just fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
London Eye is a side place and it's Ferris wheel, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. That's Ferris wheel, but I don't think that everybody knows what a Ferris wheel is. Okay, Alexei,
Колесо обозрения.
do not.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, just listen to yourself.
Wait a second. I need to use special program.
Just hold on.
Return them. Can you wait a second, please?
I tried to.
London Eye is a side place.
So you see, Mark is very loud, and it's very hard to hear from you. Something.
Yeah, I see, but I tried to
yeah.
fix my microphone.
Yeah, I understand. Right now, it's much better. So,
okay.
Ferris wheel. You know the word wheel, right? Ferris is the name of the person who invented, who developed this thing. But you were also looking for the word which we use in Russian, like attraction. Of course, this is not an attraction. This is called a ride. For example, when you go to the theme park, like, you know, to the Disney World, okay? And so then you go to different rides, R-I-D-E, ride, okay? And in Russian we say attractions. So Ferris wheel is in London, it is called London Eye. And going on the London Eye was an unforgettable experience. So what is the meaning of the word experience here?
Maybe something from that we was influenced by, affected by.
Okay, Mark, any idea?
Experience. A new knowledge about something.
Okay, Alexei, what would you say?
Or a new feelings.
Okay. Alexei, what do you think? Unforgettable experience going on the London Eye.
I think that it's a special emotes of people that's that's open for them something new.
Okay, I have the answer.
Emotions, sorry, emotions.
Yeah, I have the answers from the teacher's book. It says experience here means occasion, event, happening. Occasion, unforgettable occasion, unforgettable event, unforgettable happening. Happening, if you know the word happening, it can help you. Okay, right. So I just want to tell you that the host of this domain name, they allow us to use their classroom only for 40 minutes. So that means that we have only 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to go, and they will stop the class anytime when it's comfortable for them, because it's free of charge. So that is why, yeah, that is why just for you, Alexei, if you are interested, I will just introduce my page to you, just in case if you are interested. So let me show you. That's the page in Contact, which is called Emphasized English, or this is the name of my page. You can use it.
I see, yeah.
Emphasized English. And if you want, you can share your comments, your testimonials
about your lessons. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, it's here. Please, you can see it. It's all right. Thank you so much for just visiting with my page. Okay, and we'll go back So, talking about experience, and Dasha, will you please take the second sentence?
They said that his lack of experience was the reason he didn't get a job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe skill,
Very good.
knowledge.
Right.
And the third sentence, I've always tried to learn from experience.
Right.
Maybe there is the same meaning, skill, knowledge.
It's slightly different. Mark, Alexei, any ideas? I always try to learn from experience. Okay.
So they said that his lack of experience was the reason he didn't get the job. I think that this meaning means knowledge of the work, maybe.
Okay. Good. Good.
Maybe the result of our work that
Was poor. The result was poor.
changed us.
The
Changed us.
Yeah, the performance, his performance is poor.
The lack of experience, it means that he didn't have enough experience to get the job. Yes.
Right. He's not very professional. He is not.
Yes.
He is not very qualified for the job. Okay. And the last one, yeah, I've always tried to learn from experience. So, what's the meaning of experience here? I've always tried to learn from experience.
Learn on your own mistakes.
Might be. I agree. Anybody else? Learn from experience.
Learn from experience. No, I agree with Alexei.
All right. So what I have in the book is try to learn something from practice or from doing things. Doing things. Okay. And the last word here is makeup. Alexei, if you please.
Okay. My parents regularly have rows, but they always make me up the next day. Row is.
What is the meaning of row?
Yeah, I will explain it. Just hold on. Maybe Alexei can explain it himself.
Just a scandal.
You can say so, but you know, as I can understand, you prefer American English. So that's typically what we have to have rows. That's typically British. American people, they never use it. So which word do Americans use here? Okay, I will help you. My parents regularly have fights. Have arguments. Have arguments or have fights. This is American English. My parents regularly have fights, have arguments. And you know that the British word is row or quarrel. Maybe you heard this word.
Quarrel. I know this mentioned.
This is British. Again, this is British. American people do not use it a lot. Okay, so they use the word fights. When we talk about husband and wife, we use the word fights. They have lots of fights and they have lots of arguments. Okay, but they always make up the next day. So what is that?
I think makeup is just like they are preparing her or him to school, maybe.
Not exactly. Any other ideas? So they see the meaning is they had fights, but then the next day they
get on well with each other.
What is that?
Get on well with each other.
I wouldn't say that the sound from you is coming. It's kind of a breaking. The sound is breaking. So I wouldn't say that they understand clearly what you have to say.
Okay, repeat. Do you hear me?
Yes, please do.
Maybe get on well with each other.
Yeah, getting on well with each other, getting along. Yeah, that's correct. But we have another several words with the meaning. So when people fight, when people argue, that means that they are, for example, not on good terms, not on speaking terms, where they do not talk to each other. But the next day, they, you can say they make peace. They make peace, or another word is reconcile, reconcile, or they forgive and forget, forgive and forget each other. So that's the meaning of the word make up. So make up is to make peace.
Oh, I see.
And we have this special word in Russian. What is this special word in Russian?
Мириться.
Yeah, мириться, to make up. All right, so that's the meaning in the first sentence. Another sentence, please. Alexei, yeah.
He always makes up
No, excuses.
excuses for
Yeah,
being late.
Mhm.
The truth is he always oversleeps.
Mhm.
I think makes up is just like bring the excuses. It means
Well, excuse in Russian slang it means отмазки.
да, это и приносить ну извиняться, да.
Yeah, that's so he always отмазки for being late.
Yep. Lame excuses some. I know this mention.
Okay.
Lame.
Dasha, Mark, what do you think? Make up. What's the meaning here?
Yes, make excuses.
Make up.
He always use them.
Okay, guys, you will need this word a lot. So the meaning of the word make up here is to invent, invent, to fabricate, to fabricate, to think, to think some unrealistic excuse. You know, to invent, to fabricate, which is not true, which is a lie. You understand?
Yeah.
So in Russian, to make up, the meaning is придумывать, сочинять, to make up, in this meaning. And this is a very common phrasal verb. Like the previous one is мириться is a very common, and сочинять, придумывать is very common also. All right, and then the last part, the last sentence,
part.
please.
In many countries, women make up the majority of the working